Hi guys, it's me, Joseph Lindsay again, and I have a little confession to make to you guys. It turns out that I'm a nerd, and I'm proud of it too. And as such, for this video that I will be dedicating to my birthday month in June 2025, I shall be talking about a very big movie for me. Revenge of the Nerds. This was an 80s movie that is about two kids that are going to college that are, well, computer science nerds. And I read a book that said the geeks will take over the earth. So, yeah, this pretty much preludes that. But I feel like this movie is like a watered down version of an earlier movie called Animal House. And we'll talk more about why I think that in a few minutes. But for right now, let me just talk to you about DVD and the company behind this movie. Now, we all know that I've been on record saying that those multi-faceted DVDs are a bunch of crap, a bunch of hooey, in that when you have double-sided DVD, they tend to get scratched up on both sides, therefore potentially ruining both movies, like Austin Powers and the other two movies to go with it. So I would never fan of that. But this is the way you really do it. A multi DVD in one package. You do one with DVD, and then you do a separate DVD. This is the one I'm talking about today. Revenge of the Nerds. And yeah, this is really a little bit of a pet peeve because first of all you get like more artwork for like the individual DVDs, and you get more protection for each of the DVD, and they won't be scratched up on one side. Maybe its label on it is more durable. Anyway, another thing I want to talk to you about is the company that made this. Both of these movies were made by 20th Century Fox. And since I can't do any clips from the movies, even if I wanted to, because they're like a rated PG-13 or in some cases might be considered R. Because there is toplessness in this movie, in both movies actually. But that was more powerful, of course, for this kind of dark and silly comedy of the both movies were. But anyway, there's cursing, there's swearing, there's felt language, there's sexual situations, and nudity too on top of that. So the reason why I bring up the company when I'm talking about these movies, or this one in particular, or Porgy's Wendy too, is that this company, 2020 Fox, was actually bought out years ago by Walt Disney Company. No doubt to get like rights to the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, and Deadpool. My beloved Deadpool. But yeah, they went along with the other franchises and things with the company as well. Besides the Marvel franchises and all that. So in other words, these two movies are now rolled into the Disney canon. And I would love to see then put this on like a Disney Plus type of like that would be funny as hell. Okay, see, or maybe a Disney-fied version of these movies. Like, could you imagine how much fun it would be if they made like a version of Revenge of the Nerds or Porky's with like Pocahontas, Minnie Mouse, Daisy Duck, Peg from the Goof Troop cartoon. Yeah, Peg, and maybe Jasmine or Cinderella, something, or Mulan. That would be funny as shit. That would be hilarious. Maybe John Smith, that's one of the male characters, one of the jocks, Clayton, or any of the other Disney men in that role. That would be funny as all hell. It would borderline on a hentai for all intents and purposes. But that would be really funny as all shit. Even more funny would be if they used the original lines by the original actors, but coming out of cartoon characters. That would be some shit right there. That'd be funny. I would pay money for that. Revenge of the Nerds, Disney version or Disney edition. That would be funny. Okay, that would be hilarious. That'd be even more funny than say a Dragon Ball Z parody of something. So anyway, we got this movie that was a very cool movie from the 80s about kids going to college. Now, this movie was great. I feel that with the influence of the game Bully for PS2 and Xbox 360. And it's nothing I can change my mind about that because I just saw the movie and I could see there are references to there that you could see in the game, like when the character is named Algernon, and I could see that he was based on this other character in the movie called Poindexter, which I feel is in itself a name for someone that's a slang term for someone that's nerdy or out of shape or not all really smart. Anyway, this movie is 100% awesome. It goes into the typical territory a little bit, but yeah, I feel that there's some portion of it that are dead on, and some others overly exaggerated. I'll get to that in a moment too. But yeah, this movie is great. It's okay. My book. Now let's begin. So we first start with two friends, Lewis and Gilbert, and they get ready to go to college. And they're like really excited about it because they're gonna meet women, not girls, but women. And they're gonna, potentially do a little kind of just coupling over there. And the name of the school is the Adams. And let me check it out here. Okay, they have it pronounced. They have it spelled right in the movie on the back of the cover here. But in any case, in the movie they refer to the sports teams as the Adams, like Adams Master or nuclear version of Adams with T, which is kind of awkward, but I suppose that's okay. So anyway, these two boys getting ready to go to college and go into college in like a boxy station wagon, which, by the way, was my mother's sister's car when she was alive. She loved the station wagon. Later on, she would get the more curvy, ovular shaped one, but whatever. So, So then, it's very important that, name, Oliver Cromwell was the father in this movie, which makes it one of the earlier movies, when he's young and he had good hair and all that. And he was from Green Mile as a warden, and he was Babe's owner from Babe and Big Pig in the City too. So anyway, they share a very particular life, Gilbert and Lewis, and that they remind me of my own life whenever I really get going. I also like Goofy whenever I make a laugh, and I didn't tie in. But that is kind of funny. But yeah, it's kind of weird in that regard. I won't do a few guys right now because I can't do it on demand anymore. I'm sure I could probably do it if I were really getting going with my laughter and stuff. But when I'm in control, I can't do it that well. But anyway, the guy over there remind me of Louis Tully in Ghostbusters. The nerdy character, Rick Moranis, nerdy character. So in any case, they drive to the Adams College. Now, this is really important because the father, the pillar of strength and knowledge and stuff, literally doesn't make any appearance beside the scene. But I would think that, helping out the two boys with the big ass trunk full of luggage and suitcases and whatnot. He doesn't help him out with getting it off the roof of the car, which has some stock sound effects, and getting it off the zip line or the bungee cords. That's not my biggest issue with this part. My big issue is when they end up trying to take off. When the guy parks the car, you think the dormer is right there, right? That they're going to. Maybe a few yards away or something like that. But no, the two boys, when the guy parked the car, they gotta go all the way across campus just to get in there, just to get home, just to get to the rooms. With the luggage and everything, they have to cross the whole campus. I mean, why couldn't they jack off, park the car a little closer to the dorm room, or at least make it like halfway across the campus or something like that? Because when my parents dropped me off at college, they were kind of worried about it. They actually asked for special permission to remove the little, I think they're called bollards from the sidewalk. They go up and down to prevent cars from going in. They actually had that removed so that my parents could come out in with their pickup truck and deliver me and my things over right there. So to have someone walk across the campus is kind of absurd and really rude, especially if they're going to be if the father is supposed to be loving and doting and that kind of thing. So that's like a major pet peeve of mine. Especially because that the kids are physically not strong at all. They're nerds. Which, by the way, in this movie, you never see any fat people in the group. No overweight members of society there. Even at the end, when you get the big speech at the end, there are no actual big people in the group. Which I think for nerds, it'd be like the typical thin person as well as the big big chubby person. Nope, they're all the lanky nerds. Like Steve Urkel with the pants up to the nipples. So anyway, it's very funny in that regard. And what's even more funny is that when they actually do hike up to get to the dorm room, they go took a mile away from up a mountain and through woods, and the gremlins have to go. They get to the dorm room and they start setting up. Okay, that sounds not pretty enough. But then they put up a poster up there. Because you think it'd be like a sexy pin doll or something, a pin up of somebody, a pretty woman or something like that. No, it's a computer. I think it's a computer, maybe a typewriter. Now that reminded me of a joke from Futurama, in which Fry and Bender put a poster in the new apartment where Bender puts up an real old computer up there, and it's supposed to be like boobies and like an old style motherboard or something like that. So that's kind of funny. It's like a reference to this movie. So then we cut to the jocks of the group, where there are no freshman recruits in it for some reason or another, and the jocks are in their own little fraternity house, and they're happy. They're dumb as rocks, which okay, I'm not gonna say that every athletic person out there is dumb, because I know there are a few smart ones out there, but for the most part, they are really smart. They are really lacking intelligence. You go to my gym at least, and people over there tend to be whenever you talking about books, to like, what's supposed to read this? What's a book? I really don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what language that is. All I understand is pictures. I'm not saying that's everybody, but I've only seen one person over there that's more intelligent than I am. And he's not that big and bulky. So, that's one piece of real life information in this movie, which I took this movie to heart, pretty much. And there's also another thing too that's kind of realistic. Anyway, the fat boys are over there having fun, and they call Alpha Beaters, which is weird because Alpha's like this big, strong, manly person and all that, and the Beta is like the opposite of that. So I don't know why they would consider Alpha's big, strong man, combined with Beta's little people, little strong, meat people. But anyway, the next part is that they show them enjoying with 189 proof alcohol, which is real high, which is real high. I'm gonna find out how I believe. Anyway, they're horsing around. They end up burning the house down, quite literally, with this guy making fireballs out of it, and then blow them into the curtains, which isn't too bright, quite literally. So anyway, they end up saying that because the jocks are then big and powerful, and the nerds are like weak and all that, they can see more over them, which is not right whatsoever. But they end up getting in their heads they're gonna go ravage into the new freshman dormitories and boot everybody out of there and take it for themselves, which is really not right. Now, this would be a panther of the movie that Jack ended up trying to take over everything that the nerds hold sacred and destroying it. And the coach, played by Jack Goodman, lets him do it because he feels empowered and sub because he's in charge of the athletic team, and the athletic team is like domineering in the college. And the dean of students is like a nerd himself, so he gets pushed around pretty much by the head coach. I feel like it's kind of over the top even for this movie because I don't like kind of thing get to be that that it gets to the point with the physical in the movie. I feel that they wouldn't do that in real life like that. Oh, you never know. So anyway, they did take over the dormitory. They literally forced everybody out, and they forced them into like a refugee camp of the gym, in which they cordoned off half the gym area for the students that were booted out. All the nerds, all of them got like massive problems. They don't fit in the nerd culture, the jock culture, and they're always being interrupted by basketball games or games that deal with physical sports. To the point that they get assaulted by basketballs all the time, or during lunch, during chess matches and all that. Now, in this group of people, in this group of nerds, there's Takashi, the only Japanese student in the bunch, the only Asian guy in the bunch, which I feel is not accurate whatsoever because, during the 1980s, there was a big boom in electronics from Japan, Nintendo, Sega, all the car manufacturers, like Mitsubishi and etc., all those groups. Also, with other stuff like anime and all that entertainment stuff. I wouldn't know anything about anime whatsoever. And video games are bad, they're poisonous. They're the enemy of the people and that kind of thing. They give you bad ideas. So anyway, I would consider, at least in this era, most of Japan and East Asia in general were all freaking nerds. So the fact that there's only one Asian person in the whole group of nerds is kind of stupid, especially in a gigantic university. You should have so many Asians in that group that it'd be unfathomable. But no, there's only one Asian person in Takashi, and then there's also one other black guy in the group that make everybody to bring everybody into the grouping, acceptability and stuff. And it turns out the black guy is gay too. And if you don't get it right away, he's gay, they remind you over and over and over. Hey, look, I'm the gay guy. I'm the token gay guy here. And he takes another guy to the dance later on, and he does like a dance thing. Talks like a gay person instead of a gay person and stuff. Probably because of the Reagans, but I like it. I like the gay guy. I like Gachi because they stand out among the other characters in this movie. I like them best. And I want to say that point actor, along with being a great guy for the stereotypical music nerd because he plays the violin. He's also, I want to say that he is a Jewish stereotype as well because he's worried about the price of food for the party. So I'm gonna put that in there. I'm gonna cast my lot in that and say he's a Jewish stereotype as well. And then we get another little problem in the mix. A little kid, a little kid that's that's going to the school because it's like advanced placement, which does exist. You got kids going to college and stuff, but I don't think that this young, for crying out loud. The kid's like maybe 12 at this point. And he's going there with his parents, of course. And then he's gonna leave him there in this little refugee camp and has gymnasium. That's just plans to be, they would see the living arrangement for these freshmen and be like, no, my kid's not gonna be living here with all these people, all these strangers. It's bad enough that we got one stranger roommate. Which, by the way, Lewis and Gilbert were together because they were friends. I don't know how accurate that is. I doubt it very much. If you can be college roommates with your friends from high school and whatever, unless you're really lucky. And besides, to be put into a living situation like this, they need to go through paperwork and stuff, and then they would have to go through like all kinds of red tape and that kind of thing, and all of that stuff. Even though the firemen said that it was pretty much their own fault for the judge destroying their own place, but they treat like it's an instant thing, like it's an instant fix. So anyway, kids are stuck with them. And later on, it becomes a problem. Because remember how I said there was nudity and there was a PG-13 or an R rating for some of these scenes? Yeah, they installed later on in the film, they installed cameras to take advantage of the girls and get revenge on the judge for them being such a horrible lady. But then at the same time, that's fun. That's the easy stuff, age comments like Animal House, etc., etc., etc. But you had this little 13-year-old kid watching these women go on the dorm rooms naked and topless, and he has to do to a little bit of a menstrual area too. And they don't have a problem with this. My mother would be like, cover my eyes, making sure you don't see anything. And this is just for a bra scene in a TV show. I want to say NYPD Blue or something like that. Or something tame. And, but these kids, these adults are letting the kids see almost pornographic images in the sense, like, the fuck? I wouldn't, if I were in that group, I wouldn't allow a little kid to see this stuff. The maximum I would love the kids to see is probably just seeing them in their groups, and that's so that maybe a bikini or a bra or something, but not anything like any flashy stuff. That's where we draw the line on this. But because it's revenge, it's okay. Holy bullshit. Anyway, they get tired of that. And then you start to look around for a house. And it's funny because LeVar, which is the black gay guy, goes to this guy's house looking for an apartment or a room to stay in. And he's like the most mega person that you can think of, like the big white guy with a big accent and stuff. Like, it did so and so's house. Good, yeah, this is he. Just checking. Like, wait. Because as nice as he is, he knows that there's gonna be issues. So he decided to go away. But then Takashi, the one Japanese guy said, one guy in Japanese, an adult man over there, he said, I can only assume he said, please sir, can I come over and can I live with you for a spell until my house gets repaired and stuff in the drum? And he said, no, leave me alone, nerd. And slammed it in his face. Like, oh damn, that's cold. That's cold, dude. Definitely on culture like that. Especially with the way I just said about the Japanese and nerds and stuff. You think there'd be some kind of sympathy for him or something like that. But no. It's like, you nerd. And whack right in the face. And the guy looked like he would be like in business or high technology or something like that. So, there'd be a little bit of understanding on that front. But no, I don't want to do with you. Too much of a pain ass nerd. And just put the door in his face. And then the little kid does the same thing to somebody else. And it turned out to be a real horny old lady. And it's real funny. He's like petting him and stuff. I don't get all physical with him. And it's like, okay, next. I really appreciate that at the party there, at the new fraternity house there. It's real funny because I pull the same trick all the time. And you two grown women over there with their big fancy bras out there with their biases out there here with small glass. And you want kids like eye level with a little like, oh yeah, you get it, oh yeah. So I do the same thing too. I'm guilty of that too, because at the gym, wherever I'm going, I sit down in my chair, in my wheelchair or my scooter at the time. So whenever I'm talking to somebody with something, I'm over there looking around and stuff, because I'll be sitting down right at the same level as women's personalities. So it's quite funny. Even more so, they bend over to talk to me. So it's like I'm in a weird, just like I get pleasure where I can. So I'm sorry about guys, but it's kind of funny. So anyway, we also see in there that they find a house, and it turns out to be a wreck, but they end up putting it together and getting better again. With this guy named Booger and all the other nerds in the group. Now Booger, I felt that Booger is more like a watered down John Belushi from the Animal House movie. And it's really quite funny that I mentioned that before, because he does the same thing that John Belushi does in the first movie. He built it. He is a pig. Although he doesn't do the thing with a zit. They punch his face in and make everything go out. And it's very funny. And he doesn't do the thing where he creeps into a woman's house. And he does, as soon as the man they get undressed, while the ladder gets up and pushed away because of a certain type of biology. And that's very funny. Okay, now, that. Now, there's also a very realistic portion of the movie here, because I feel that when the Jack girls, if you will, the cheerleaders, talking to the nerds, and they like pretend to be interested, they go over the top and mean to these people, to these nerds, because they're like, oh no, I won't go into nerds. They're full of queers, they're full of smarts and pocket protectors and all that stuff. I don't want to deal with that now. So I find that very mean. You can't be so stuck up like you're doing the song now. With the noses in the ear and stuff. But I do find that is accurate to a degree. So I notice that some athletic women are like that at the gym when they see me coming around. A person in a wheelchair. Didn't beat you, but just not beating, and all that. So that's kind of accurate. But what I find really accurate is that's kind of absurd. I would say that the part where they're trying to he's the boys into the fraternity for the Alpha Betas, and that they do weird costumes and do like a weird sacrificial type thing. We'll lay in there, and they do like the bigger paddle for smacking on the butts. But I find that kind of accurate because when I went to school there, when I went to Sternberg University, there was a guy there, one of my best friends from the EOP summer program named Miguel. And what they did was, he would help me out with the bathroom, so going outside and doing the bathroom because the doors were kind of annoying and stiff and whatnot. So when Miguel would help me out in the bathroom, it'd be like a pretty normal thing for us. Like every couple of days I would have to go to the bathroom, use the door and stuff. That's fine and everything. But then I know that one day he was getting ready to go into fraternity for himself, and he was shade bald. I think his eyebrows too, but all his facial hair too. And there was a guy behind him, like a fraternity brother that was already made, if you will. So I remember him whispering something to his friend back there. I'm gonna assume it was something like, can I help him out? And the guy said, no, you can't help him out. That was kind of cool for him to do that, but whatever. I said to Miguel, look, I understand all you're going through. I understand it. You can't help me because of your rituals or whatnot. So I understand. He pretends like he didn't hear me, but no, he heard me fine. Tried to look away and pretend like nothing happened, but still. anyway, it was good that I conveyed to him that our feelings, I know it's just business and that kind of thing. Yeah, but whenever you see somebody doing something weird in like a movie for a sorority or fraternity, you believe that. So, the guys wanted to get officiated and become official members of the council, because otherwise they thought that the judge would steamroll over them all for the next 4 years, which would be pretty accurate. So they try to send out for they send all the information and the pictures to all the other Greek organizations. They try to get an national chapter in the area, to where the people said, next time don't send your pictures, which is kind of harsh because you don't base the really getting death to your sorority based on just your picture, your group picture. That's too over the top stupid. So anyway, the one time they don't get the picture, they don't send out the picture, that's people call them up, and when they go see them, it's really funny because the Trilandists are one of the few only black fraternities out there. And it's very funny because they're like, we're very diverse in our nearness. We got Poindexter, which is, I think, Jewish. You got Lamar, which is black and gay. And then you got Takashi here, which is Japanese. That's very funny. So, then finally get invited to a party of theirs, a housewarming party. So the administrators go to this party, and then they're like, this party getting very square and stuff. So then Booker offers them some weed, about weed. And it's like, oh boy, party time gets going. So the dance like typical white dancing, like this, like man dance and stuff. And it's like, we put on some music that we kind of like, that we call like. So when he puts on the record player, apparently cassettes weren't available back then, so they used Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, and then two black administrators are like, okay, what the hell did you just do there? And Lamar gives them a look like, they're like, what do you expect? So they put on something more appropriate, and something that's obviously a race-bait song. So when the party gets gone, the alphabet play a particular harsh trick on them, which is they let loose into the party with Omega moves there, and another set of women, a bunch of girl nerds over there. They send them a bunch of pigs, which I feel is more of a family version of Carrie from Carrie's Little Bloodbath from the movie Carrie. And and they've been running and stuff, and the ministry see that they're trying the hardest to be good so boys and girls, being nice about it and stuff. And the judge and the sorority are just shitting all over everything, ruining all the fun. So they back them. They give them the 60-day trial to become Trilandus. So that's something that's also realistic that ministry would see that they're trying to help themselves out by the bootstraps and that stuff. But they tried to officially get revenge on the jocks. But first the girl, the ladies first, and with the orchestrated pantry raid on the groups, on the women's sorority people, which I feel is a direct inspiration for one of the missions and the aforementioned bully. So, while they're doing that, they're also installing cameras to see the women changing, taking showers and taking dumps and whatnot, which is perfect. It's very perfect. Especially since there's a little kid in there. I mean, you could say that the kid's trying to learn anatomy and biology, doing it on sexual education. But come on, we all know what this is. The kid's trying to be a little pervert, little scumbag by himself too. I'm sure mommy and daddy will be real proud of him. Look, there's the new Elon Musk right there. So anyway, they showed this, and for the jocks was really funny because they have all the adult college nerds in there taking a liquefier from the local Mr. Sky and putting all over the jock sacks. So while Coach Goodman is over there, Coach Harris, I should say, over the speech about homecoming, which homecoming is usually in the beginning of the semester, in the beginning of the year, in the fall. But anyway, as he giving the speech about taking them back and all those things, keeping them in the balls and things like that, the crowd just getting on fire and really itchy. And it's very funny. So then the guys get the revenge on the Revengers. The guys, the jocks, maybe the girls, cheerleader jocks, they end up going into not a college prank, more seriously, more of a KKK type revenge, in that they have a burning lettering that says nerds on the front lawn, which is obviously a reference to KKK people when they were burning crosses and stuff, which is equally disturbing and disgusting. Nobody would let this movie into this. Let me just see what rating this movie is. Okay, it's R for retard. Well, yeah, because they did this on the guys of that. So to be So next year they're gonna have like a new council, and whoever in charge of that gets to say what's what. And that if the nerds get it, they can become the one in charge and tell everyone to do it more fair. Whereas the jocks, they want to keep the power. They want to be in charge. They don't want to see it go away. Kind of more like MAGA right now. So anyway, they say that we're gonna win this competition. We're gonna do it right, and then we're gonna take over the good council for next year. Which, when they do it, it's kind of cheap, more or less. But it's okay because at the end of the all, then it's a competition thing, which is really kind of unfair to Jax. Now, I don't want to stick up for Jax for any of the other fraternities and sororities there, but the Jocks are going up against this one group, this one fraternity, or this one frat house. I don't know why they don't pick on the other groups. The ROTC would suggest, for example. And speaking of which, in this little team up with the other fraternities and sororities, they only have the ROTC, the Army or the military group, are the only people in the game, let's say the Olympic Games more or less, that have that are by themselves. There's no team up with anybody else. Just the ROTC. I have no idea why this is, but they do it like that. So anyway, they chose that, and then they chose during the games, interesting competition. Like one thing they have Takashi right around in a little tricycle, drinking beer for every lap that they have. And to cheat, they actually give Takashi a pill that absorbs all the alcohol into develops with all the effects of alcohol. So that's cheating. Any judge will be able to see that and say, what's he eating? Or he's eating something that the other people aren't getting, so he's out. But because he's on Amazon, they can't get away with that. So we're all rooting for the nerds. So that's pretty funny. Now, of course, you know that he's got to do he's got to use the yellow jumpsuit because he's Japanese, of course. So both the Mega Moves, the Alphabetas, the sorority, and the Trilanders, all white except for Takashi and Amar. For whatever reason, I think that they imply that we're Indian, but I'm not sure about that on their Mega Moves. So in case they do this slow game thing there, Takashi wins because he's cheating. So of course, all the while they're singing the song Tenchi, Tenchi. I can't remember the end of it. It's in Japanese, but it's pretty funny. That's one recording for that. Anyway, they chose the tug of war, which landed let the other guys lose on purpose, just to fall on their faces on their butts. It's pretty funny. And you also have the Trojan horse thing, which is real funny because you see the monster just shaking the pointer of Trojan horse, and then you see them, see ogre, particularly big and bulky and not particularly bright. Uh, uh, Jack, being a big blue type character, and he's on the horse, and guys are trying to rock him and everything, and they can't make him budge. He even takes a drink at his trophy from last year, and he like he blows a big plume. Which, by the way, it's funny that during the party, I think Lewis has like one of their chicks over there make a move, and he blows smoke out of his mouth with a rope that looks like Hugh Hefner. It's funny. So anyway, they do that, and what's really funny is that Ogre, like the big muscle guy and all that, how more muscular he is. And I know people at the gym that are more muscular than even him. So I don't understand why he's so big and bent. He is the height. So it's really funny that he arm wrestled with a particularly muscular girl at the Mother Moves. So it's funny because it's like he's arm wrestling her and he's almost going down, and he's like making all these faces about concentration. So and then he beats her by a slim margin. He's like, I'm so happy I won. I'm so happy I won. I'm so grateful I won. Thank you, God, for making me win. So then it's like she goes on. She's like, yeah, I almost beat him and all this stuff. So that's one for them. Then the belt competition, which I feel that even with the tricycle thing that the coach and the other alphabet tried to force the winning and solution level of winning for their own teammates and stuff. So totally unrealistic. So anyway, I feel that alcohol during one of these competition type things is a big no-no. If you want to drink it, you want to do the belt competition with like soda or some kind of seltzer or some non-alcoholic beverage, that's fine. But to have an official event like this with people in the crowds and stuff, no bueno. So anyway, they chose this and they killed that ogre gives a good burp. But then it's blown away by a diet John Belushi over there, and Booger ends up doing like and that's no exaggeration. The burpees tape was longer. Now I have to ask this question about burps in movies and TV shows. Whenever you see someone do like a burp or a belt on TV or something, or even like a Super Saiyan Charger or something like that in Dragon Ball Z and other shows like that, are they the real performers, or do they have technology extend the burp or the scream to link up whatever they need to do it for? Because I would imagine that a whole 3-minute power sequence would be kind of difficult to do for a song to come out. But in any case, Booger wins. Booger wins. Then you have uh, another competition in which they try to fundraise money for a competition for charity. And remember how before putting cameras in the girls' dormitory was pervy. This next part takes it way too far. Way too far. Okay, first of all, the nerds have like a pie opening shelf where they select pies and stuff for money. And then the LPS has like a kissing booth with their sorority partners. Okay, that seems fair enough. But when you look at the pie sign, the pie sign is like a guy that's opening up a mouth of pie. And it's a big pie. Whereas with the song, it's actually just cream on top of a picture of one of the sorority sisters topless. The guy said, that's my pie. That's a recurring joke for the other movie too. Yeah, what's the movie with Takashi too? So, the guy said, that's my pie. Which really off the top of Roger nuts. But anyway, the guy in the sun looks like a weird cartoonish pervert. We're worse than Quagmire. All the while that the song, the Can song from the Lemming video game, I swear to Christ, that's what it's from. It's playing in the background. La 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 la. That is from that song. So, anyway, playing the song, and then the guy like, come on, baby, I wanna do it in the bed pot. All this kissing and making me real horny. So Lewis hears this, and he wants to pick that attitude of a jock girlfriend, a cheerleader, the head cheerleader actually. I guess the hookup from Omega Moons did a hookup that temporary thing leaked. So the guy is wearing a mask of knockoff Darth Vader, more like a monkey. So anyway, he goes in there and like go away, I don't want your loving, go away. I can get whenever I want to, be it. So then the girl goes with this plan. And then Gilbert, knowing Lewis goes in the back, gets the basket, and follows her into the front house. And he ends up going down her, but literally in the moon jump room, where, first of all, I find that those bounce houses with the squishy floors would be kind of hard to walk around in, but she's doing it in fucking heels. How can a girl like that walk around with heels, huh? I don't care if you're a jock or whatever, but that's hard to do. So anyway, you go down her, and then he's like, oh man, you're real good at that. He's like, I know I am. And she's like, oh, you're real good. Why is that? Oh, good. Jocks only think about sports, only think about sex and how to pleasure women stuff like that. That was the wrong answer by her. The correct answer is, oh no, get away from me, creep. I'm calling cops on your ass. You're going to jail, you filthy nerd. Where's my boyfriend so he can give you a knuckle sandwich? But no, she's actually really into it because she likes nerd sex. I have no idea why that would override her wanting to get out of there for deceiving her and possibly raping her. Well, that's that. Anyway, they end up doing it more. And they go into the whole I love you thing. And the guy realized that it's her picture being the one in the pie tin. That's where the song like hotcakes. And even the little kids get involved with it too. So you see that the guy over is disrespectful to the jocks. I mean, disrespectful to nerds. Which I can't understand that. But then he's also rude to the other people in the audience and to the people that are the adults that aren't affiliated with the college. Because he shoves the guy aside and he wants the pie for himself. So took a white sells like hotcakes. Like push them over and he's like, thanks for the pie, loser. And he's like, why are you doing this guy in jail right now for pushing the guy in the table when he bought? And that doesn't make any sense. That's not very nice of him. Anyway, you see, as my pie thing, they have a tiebreaker. And then you have to go into a tiebreaker move with, the talent show. This and the opening team are just so awesome that I can't help but play at the gym. So, when they do this, they have the guys singing row, row, row your boat, and with women down below, if you don't know what that means. So then the next group is the jock, with the sorority sisters, and sorority girls are dressed up like beautiful guys, and the guys are dressed like cheerleaders, and they're doing their thing, their song and dance, and they suck. They can't get no straight, they can't do anything right, but the coach loves it. Coach thinks it's the best thing in the world, obviously. So when it's time for the Trilanders and the Omega Moose to do their thing, first they show off with fireworks, then they show off with first they do fireworks, then they do awesome synthesizers, pianos, and Poindexter on the synth violin. They will play up the whole technology their way, and they do Lamar doing a dance like Michael Jackson, 80s Michael Jackson, and the kid doing it too. And the real good dancers, I would say that black dancers and gay dancers are the best combination in the world. And I'm not gonna hide that. So anyway, do the dance, and it really feels like a good coming together of multi cultures into one group. Like they unify and all that. Even though it's a little insensitive that Takashi, the Asian guy, is just like an Indian chief. Using a gong with the booger on the guitar with doing the Elvis impersonation. And then they have the girl there, Manga Moon, clubbing along in rhythm. It all sounds real good. Also, something that Lamar used flexible javelin when he is throwing and stuff. I find that to be cheating. Obviously, a cheating move because they're all supposed to be given standard javelins so that ADM dog so he can do what he wants. And he's so cute in his little like warmers with his sass and stuff. I tend to like his style more than the other people. I'm sorry about that. That's something I like. So then you got that. And then you got they're really good. They stand up for themselves pretty well. And they win fair and square. Next year they'll take over the Greek Council. Much to Dr. Dismay. And they go on a rampage and they destroy all the homework that the nerds did. And they destroy all the house and they spray paint all over it. With Gilbert, like, enough's enough. I'm tired, I'm sick of all this bullshit. And he stands over to the place there. With having the big pep rally before the big homecoming game, and he goes over there and he tries to fix it so that people know what's up. And Jocks end up assaulting him and throwing him in the pool, in the fountain. And he gets up again and he goes up to Satan and tries to tell him what's what. And then the coach actually manhandled the student and the ire of the principal, of the dean. And he said, "What'd you say? Would you call me an asshole? I mean, you are the one wearing the big red hat with a big A on it, so you're an asshole. All you need to do is put the MAG on the end of it." So, he almost gets a knuckle sandwich in the face, which I feel that the dean of students is more important and more powerful than the head coach. So he said, "You leave him alone," and should have be the administrator for the Trilands. And it's funny because it freezes on his face like this in the end credits, like, "What'd you think, boy?" So, thank God the nerds got the backing of the Trilands officially, because they begged them and they made like a human blockade while Gilbert gave his final speech of the movie to like get everybody on board. And it's funny, but I felt this like entourage and guardian of these people was reused in the movie Back to the Future, in which Biff and his boys were not to piss off Marty McFly. But then three black guys, and big stoner guys were gonna beat the crap out of him, out of the police. So yeah, I felt this was in that style. And one of them is a butler too. That's something special. So anyway, they show him out doing that, and these bastards ruined our house and treat us like crap. So anyone that wants to anyone that's been feeling shit by nerds or being picked on, come over here and sing with us. So everyone decided to go with him. Even the nerd, even the head cheerleader Betty that was seduced by a nerd, and she even says, "I'm in love with her. I'm in love with a nerd." She goes with them. It's so kind of precious the way that happens. So yeah. So that's what happened, and then you see that Dean finally stand up and kind of like a microcosm of what's going on there. And said, what's going on? You know, why don't the Trilanders live in your house since you so eloquently trashed their house? We say you can stay in the gym. Your job to stay in the gym. I feel that would have been a better choice anyway for them. It's a small group and they'd be right there with their equipment and whatever. And then all the nerds and geeks stand up for themselves, and it's all good. They get more quality. It stand up for themselves, and it's a very groovy event. And I love this movie. I love Revenge of the Nerds, because I am a nerd. So I'm very much into gaming. Well, a lot of stuff too. And I like the way Gilbert and the Ninja Girl get together first by using a computer program, and then they swap classes out of each other. They almost have the same prescription. It's kind of like a central technique where you share your classes, your handicapped equipment, and it was really good. I also that this may was like a dialed down version of Animal House, and some of the things were realistic, some weren't. Some just crossed the line too. Like the sorority stuff and the fraternity stuff. I hate sororities and fraternities because of what happened to my friend Miguel. But that was his choice. Anyway, I'm decided that this little video is almost as long as the actual movie itself. But I just love it so much. The music is cool. Tenchi, it's cool. The Revenge of the Nerds, the musical theme is cool. The Silent Night is cool too. And just everything is cool about this movie, except for the pervy parts. So, thank you for watching my review of Revenge of the Nerds. Nerds! It was a fun movie. And there are 3 other sequels go with it. All dimension quality. A lot of diminishing returns, which sucks. And they also made a TV show, which I'm not gonna get into because that also sucks. So I also did this movie for my my birthday month in 2025 in June. And now I love the fact that they present nerdy chicks that just want love too. And that all nerds want love. So as usual, I can give this my happy face seal of approval because it is awesome. I'm always afraid that the administrator didn't bust some drug possession, which, by the way, I feel that's also referenced in one of the Futurama episodes. So, if you feel like what you see here, and you want to see more of my stuff, then like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. You'll get me on my email. You can also get me by calling me or texting me on my phone number at 631-707-3707 if you want to make any input on my future stuff. Also, you can call me on Twitter or X if you prefer at PNelsonPro. My email is JJ's Viewing Channel. So, I would like to at JJ's Viewing Channel at gmail.com. So, I would like to salute all you nerds out there, all you people who like computer stuff, all you guys who like anime, manga, comic books, all that stuff. Because even though being a jock is cool, but nerds will eventually win out in the end. We'll have a little money and stuff. Well, all you jocks get older and just lose all your buffness. Well, the intelligence will last a lot longer. If not forever. So, peace out, my brothers and sisters. I'll see you in the next video. All you girls and guys in Into the Land. Sayonara, arrivederci, aloha, and ciao ciao.